once again today to actually deliver a stream of Orb on the Moons of the Earth, the anime series. Also, believe everything seems to be working as well, thankfully. Last week was an absolute fucking nightmare. Yeah, we actually are good to go. Because last week I have no idea what happened. My laptop just stopped. There was no reason to what was happening, and still haven't figured it out, but it works now at least. Anyway, yes. So last week's episode, nothing happened, did it? We had a pretty hunky dory episode. Nothing bad happened. No one died. But Danny and Kozi's still alive. They're on their merry way doing their own thing at this point. Lenta's kind of helping as well. Nothing bad happened. Like I refuse to believe anything really bad happened last week. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what this episode brings us. Will Kozi and Bedeni actually have this like grand adventure? Who knows? I can't wait to find out. But yeah, I mean, damn, that episode was fucking depressing. I don't want to live in the reality where I just don't see him anymore. And yeah, I block out that memory. That's the best way to describe it. Right, let's put on Twitter actually gone live before I forget to. So, streaming. Come by and get comfy as we watch some more. Alright, and we're good to go. Right, we move the screen. Oh, shit, wrong one. That one there. That one there. They've quickly moved up so actually can see just in case my laptop does happen to fry midway through. Anywho, let's start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Let's start this thing absolutely now. Well, actually, before I do that, let me do that again because it didn't start it. God damn it. I hate that thing sometimes. Anyway, let's start this thing again in 3, 2, 1. Let's start this thing absolutely now. There we go. I had to bust down the key apparently to actually make it start. Ew, this dude. I hate this dude. He's so stinky. It's just a stinky dude. That's the problem. I hate Antony. I mean, bro, I love how he's just like, yeah, that was pretty bad what you did there. But I was like, but you're gonna get her on false pretense as well. It's just there's such contradiction in the church is beyond belief. I do actually kind of love how he's just like, yeah, let's just like tell Nowak we just killed his daughter, as if he wouldn't go full John Wick. I kind of feel that man's like 1 centimeter away from just like breaking completely. It's even more fucked up when you think about it because just like, yeah, I'll just burn this guy instead. Like, I still want to kind of keep the whole, thing going. Will they keep Akosi on the OP? Because, you know, he's not here anymore, is he? Okay, that was a cool transition. I like that. That was good. I absolutely fucking hate this guy. He's such an asshole that I actually like Nowak in turn. I hate Antony so much. It actually makes me like Nowak instead. I don't know how that even happens. Can you actually hate someone so hard that you hate the enemy as well at the same time? I don't know. What I do appreciate is you can't actually read Nowak at all. Like it's impossible to read him. He's just so devoid of emotion. It goes back to why I actually kind of like him as a character because you actually have to listen to the inflections of Tsuda Ken's voice acting that sort of gets the emotion across. Gotta suck being Nowak, that's for damn sure. Gotta suck being this dude. Because now technically the shoe is on the other foot. I know because he's still in the OP. We still got him for one more week, I guess. Possibly. Depending on what his episode ends on. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting that this arc ends with the shoe being on the other foot, so to speak. Like beforehand, we've seen characters that we like on we've seen characters we like on you know perish basically in those short terms. And it's interesting to see now from the perspective of someone who's like who's his daughter in his eyes is dead now. It's actually quite an interesting diversion and an interesting way to end the arc on as well, because it's sort of now it sort of now makes us wonder what Nowak will actually do. Will Nowak actually go against the church? Is he going to do anything, or is he just gonna like live his life devoid of anything? That's the thing. It's interesting to see someone who's caused so much pain have that pain inflicted upon him as well. And it's interesting to see how he processes it as well, because the way the show uses the like long transitions as well sort of does paint that idea that it's taking so much time for him to actually like process this, that it's almost like time's moving so slowly that it's impossible for him to even think about it essentially. I kind of like how it went from a very fast transition in the first part when he finds out to a very long transition when he's in bed. It also shows you how much the show had a toll on Nowak as well. That at this point in time, he actually had emotion in his face. He actually felt like he was a human. But like nowadays, it's just sort of there's nothing there, effectively. It was just depressing to see like how the Nowak that funny enough is a family guy versus Nowak that he's an inquisitor. They're almost different people, effectively. It's like they're not the same. If you told me this guy actually killed people that we liked, I'd be like, ah, nah, he wouldn't do that. He seems pretty chill. But no, he does kill people. He's not chill. I said it's just really weird to see him like this chill. I sort of do get the impression as well when you actually examine Nowak's character, like fully. It's almost like his devotion to the faith really is his undoing, effectively. I mean, it's an obvious kind of thing, but if you look at it from the perspective, like everything he does for God, effectively, and he believes what he's doing is correct, and it's one of those things that like how he saw when he was interrogating, how he said like, why would anyone go against God? It sort of goes back to this whole entire idea as well, like how he lashes out at Jolenta because in his eyes, why would God do this? Why would God do this? God blessed them. Why would God do anything against them? It's kind of scary, like that whole perspective, effectively, like someone's devotion. So like someone's being that devout, effectively, to actually. I can't say fucking words. Jesus Christ. What I'm trying to say is, it's scary to see someone's devotion to the faith, like almost cloud them so much that they can't actually think of any other perspective effectively. Like why it's why I like his character a lot because it sort of goes to this whole idea of faith in this show is what I'm trying to say. I think that makes sense. I guess really when you think about it, one of the main overarching one of the main overarching themes as well is the idea of devotion. That what does one devote themselves to, and what that does lead, and what path that leads them down. Does it lead them path of destruction or a path of prosperous things? And what I kind of feel like as well, above all else, I know we say that Nowak has no emotion. He doesn't feel emotion at all, but he does care about Jolenta. We saw it when they went to the bar. Like you could tell, like that she's everything to him. So him losing her would it would destroy him. And it's actually quite interesting to see that dichotomy in his character as well. And also the fact that what's worse is that she's not dead, is she? She's alive. But he doesn't know that, and he has to live with the fact that he can never know that. Yet. We'll never know if later on he might come back, who knows. But it's depressing how his character has turned out really. Because he has to he has to live with not being able to see her, even though she's alive. So what would that bring to his character? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Bro, he was orbing. That's what he was doing. He was orbing all over the place. But then he couldn't stop orbing and had to take him down because of it. That's the reason why. I mean, they'll execute you for less. That's for damn sure. It's like, they wouldn't do that. It's like, nah, they're not that evil. No, they execute you for way less than that. Man, just man. Bro, wait until he finds out. Dude really did have this whole entire thing planned out. Like, it's actually quite impressive. I don't. These are amazing characters. It's like it's no like, oh my god. But it's impressive how like well planned out the entire thing is. He's like, bro, I'm gonna blow your fucking mind. This bit is so fucking cool. It blew my fucking mind when I read it. God, I love this bit so much. It's so cool. It's so fucking cool. It's like the epitome of like in the place you least expect. It's like the place no one would ever look. It's brilliant. How's no one ever thought of that? God, this series is so fucking good. God, this series is so fucking good. I know I echo this all the time. If you watch my manga streams, you know how much I adore this series. But my god, this series is so fucking good. It's just there's nothing. There's not a single thing wrong with this series. It's just like absolutely perfect, every single way, shape, and form. I thought this episode kind of proves it, like how brilliant of a plan that is. Like no one would ever look in the behind someone's head, would they? I mean, maybe if someone were to get caught, they might actually sort of start to kind of maybe question that whole idea. But if no one's caught, no one ever know. Do you kind of feel like that's actually a really good plan as well? Just to kind of like tattoo something. Well, I mean, we did see it in a different series in a very different way. That was the convicts were tattooed on a map instead, but this one kind of echoes a very similar kind of idea. Like it's something it's an ingenious plan that no one ever really kind of would ever look there, if that makes sense. So I kind of like the unorthodox man to keep this whole entire thing alive, and it goes to show you it goes to show you how much. But then he actually wants to keep this whole entire thing alive. That he went to this length. It wasn't just, oh, I put a book underneath a tree or some shit. No, he's like, I'm gonna get all these guys, fucking put all of the words on their back of their heads, and the hair will grow. When the time comes, you will find out why that is, bruh. And it's like that's why I love Bandeni so much. He's just that goddamn good. He's brilliant, and I guess if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the end of the arc as well. If I'm gonna be a betting man, I think it's the end. I'm not too sure because I don't think anything else goes after this moment. I think this is the last part. So maybe next week, if there's no break. I don't know if they're doing a break on this series. If there is no break, then you might see a different character next week. Who knows? I can't wait. But yeah, like I said during the stream itself, what I kind of feel like is like the center point of the entire episode really is Nowak's devotion and how much it really is his undoing, because we're seeing a character so devoted to his faith have everything taken away from him, and it kind of makes you wonder what he will then think of faith. Because okay, I need to sneeze. um let's train of thought now, because he's so devout that you would think to yourself, okay, so now that he's lost his daughter, would he revolt against the church? Because he might think to himself that the church is to blame for this and everything like that. Who knows? But I kind of like that. I kind of like how the series does instill those ideas into you, like how it makes you sort of question whether or not he will, in theory, go full John Wick, or whether or not he would just have to continue his life on and think to himself, well, shit, buddy, basically. But yeah, I mean, we saw it during the past. Like, he lashed out at Jolenta because she said it was God's fault, and then the way he does it, you could tell there is anger in his voice. He's not just going, Jolenta, my daughter, what the fuck are you doing, bruh? Like, he isn't saying that. He's actually putting force into his yell. We saw it. Tsuda Ken really did an amazing job with that part, because you could tell the anger in his voice to her, for her to actually question God, and actually blame God for this. So it makes you then sort of think to yourself, okay, this man's a little bit too devout to faith, because no one's that devout to actually then sort of lash out like that in their own daughter, because they believe God's the reason to blame for this. And it sort of then makes you it sort of then forces the what we saw during this arc, the idea, like the delusional aspect of his character. It's not delusion at that point, because it's mostly just devotion at that point, but the devotion itself leads to delusion, because he's sort of deluding himself to the point that he believes what he's doing is good in the present timeline. And it sort of makes you kind of go, okay, so if we don't sort of like tell this guy to calm down, what would he do? And I kind of feel like that's the scary part about it, because we don't necessarily know the lengths Nowak will go just yet for what he will do. And I kind of feel like that's the more scary part about his character, is like you just can't read him, so to speak. He's a very like just he's a very just stonewalled character. He's devoid of emotion, and that is why I like his character a lot, because you just never know what he's going to do next. You never know what he's feeling, and what that will then lead him towards. And this event sort of cements that idea. Now we're going forward, like constantly, like, oh god, what will he do? So that's why I like his character a lot. He's a very fascinating character, because he kind of He's at the center point of the hypocrisy of the church because again, he's instilling fear into them to actually then to actually then be faithful to the church, and now he's been instilling the fear into them to the point that it sort of gets a bit scary, and now he's at wit's end because he's lost his daughter. What will he do next? I kind of see what I love his character a lot. I know it's a weird thing to say because he is, by all accounts, the antagonist of the series, technically speaking, but I feel like he's a fascinating person because of that reason, because he represents hypocrisy, and subsequently now that hypocrisy might get overturned because he's lost his pride and joy, basically. Well, he thinks he has. We know we know she's alive, but he thinks she's dead. So what will that lead towards? And I just can't wait for the next arc to actually be adapted because it's going to be a doozy. But yeah, I also wonder how they will adapt the next arc as well because we have 10 episodes thereabout left of the series, and what that does lead us towards is I think a pretty good paced adaptation of the last arc of the series. Well, technically the second to last because there's a little bit afterwards. So I wanted to nail the arc going forward because it is a very, very fucking good arc. It even rivals this one, I think, to me. I kind of feel like the next arc even better than this one. So I want to nail it really down well. So I do want to see him pace it well because this one is brilliant. Everything about about his arc is brilliant, but like the way they adapt it sometimes was a little bit faster and a little bit slower, if that makes sense. The pace in the manga actually was exquisite from start to finish. It kind of was like one continuous like, oh shit, this you couldn't stop reading. The anime sort of has those moments of like woom, 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 and that's over, so to speak. And it's one of those things that I kind of do wonder if maybe that might sort of not hinder the next arc, but sort of maybe make it so that a lot of the events in the next arc might go a little bit faster because the episode count we have left might possibly make it need to go a little bit faster in certain plot points. I'm not too sure. I'm not I haven't seen the rest of the series, so I can't tell, but that's kind of the vibe I've got from this series so far. Because this arc was 11 episodes, I think. Yes, 11 episodes. We're on episode 15. It was start episode 4, I think. So yeah, I mean, I said every single week, as I say during these streams, I can't wait to see what happens next because the series is brilliant. It's my favorite series in manga form, so I can't wait to see how they adapt it. I know they'll do a good job. I just want to see the pacing. That's the kind of crucial point for me. And yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen Nowak's character be redeemed, but it sort of does give us a different side of him, so to speak, the more familial side of him. So I can't wait to see what they do with his character next. So yeah, that is me done for today. So as always, you actually have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on Twitch. Then as always, do follow me on Twitch because this is where you see these streams live. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube, and as always, do leave a like on YouTube, leave a sub as well, both do help quite a lot. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube, as always, do follow me on Twitter. That's all quite a bit all sexual then know when your streams are live and any other streams I may do as well. So yes, until next time, episode 16 of All Wonder Movements of the Earth. I will see you guys then. Bye for now.